I often feel like I'm stuck in this endless loop, especially with the way my life has been going recently and the things I've been stressed and worried about. It mostly has to do with the direction my life is heading in and how I thought this whole thing would be a lot easier. I'm coming to be almost 2 years post-high school grad, and I feel like I'm losing myself. I've already done a year of university, and I'm about to finish my first and potentially only year of community college. I dropped out of university because I didn't have an end goal, and I felt like I couldn't see myself doing any sort of career that would come out of my degree. Not to mention, none of the degree options interested me a whole lot. Also, the fact that university is extremely expensive, and I did not want to come out of it with crippling debt, especially if I wasn't certain on having a career afterwards that I could use my degree for. The whole time I was in university, I kept thinking about going to art school or pursuing something creative instead of sitting in my room writing papers all day. It was something that even just the thought of fulfilled me so much, and I decided to drop out of university and go into a year of community college. The program that I am currently doing is an art program. It's kind of to dip your toes into all of the different creative programs that the college offers. Honestly though, I am not really feeling community college either. I thought it would be a new opportunity for me and a new space, but it just kind of ended up being blah. And other than some Adobe skills, I don't feel like I've gotten too much out of it. I made 0 friends in community college, so this has been a very lonely year for me. All of my friends are in university or already doing something bigger and seem to be more successful, and I just feel like I'm falling behind. Honestly, I miss university just because of my friends being there, and it seemed like there was more opportunities there for me, but I kind of have to be realistic with myself and realize that I really was not going to get anything out of university. Plus, I already have some debt on my shoulders from my first year, and I don't want to have to deal with any more. Since I was a kid, I've always knew that I wanted to go into a creative industry or do something creative with my life. But I've always been told that if I became an artist or did anything creative, I would never make as much money as having a regular job. Of course, money's an important part, but it's never always been about that for me. It's been about genuinely enjoying what I'm doing. I knew that having a job that made me happy was something that I wanted to prioritize from a really young age. I've always loved to create. I made my first ever YouTube channel when I was 9 years old, and I was very consistent on it. I remember going to school and all day thinking about how I cannot wait to get home to make another YouTube video to post. Even if no one was watching, I didn't care. I would post anyway. Honestly, I still love making content now. That's why I have a YouTube channel again. And I really want to take it seriously and see how far it can potentially take me, because this is something that I've honestly always wanted to do. Everything in my head has always led back to creating content and using this as a creative space to share my thoughts and my interests and my feelings. It's always been my dream for YouTube and social media to potentially be my job, but I've always been way too afraid of what people thought that I never went through with it. But nothing else has really worked out for me, and I've tried a lot of different things. So I feel like this might be something that I am called to do, since I've tried it time and time again, and it's the only thing that I've never truly given up on. It's difficult to see my friends and peers that I grew up with or that I went to school with seemingly living their best lives in college, getting scholarships, getting opportunities, joining clubs, and just being overall really successful in what they're doing. And I struggle to understand why that isn't me, why I haven't decided what I want to do and what I think that I would enjoy in school. But honestly, I remember that university or college isn't for everyone. I didn't think that would be me, and the fact that now, 2 years later, I'm sitting here feeling like I'm in a hole I can't get out of, not in university and probably not going back to community college next year. I just feel so stuck, Once again, the only way that I can see myself out of whatever situation I'm in is by creating. Honestly, I'm just hoping that eventually I will be in a more secure place, doing something that I love and enjoy, and being able to confidently say that I made it out of what I'm going through right now. I feel like the one thing that I'm doing right is that I have goals, and I can see myself achieving them, and I think that is a huge first step.